we seem to have found our destination. And yes, it's part of that food truck culture. And this is why we're looking for it. Alaska reindeer sausage. Gotta see what it's like. Well, much to our frustration and also sort of a lack of surprise, because we know restaurants that are closed on Mondays back at home. So that's where we're at. The place is closed on Monday. So despite its ratings, you're just going to be kind of stuck with this. So it isn't a complete washout. We've found a place called The Breeze where they serve sliders made up of a mixture of elk, venison, caribou, and buffalo. Unfortunately, all in one mix-up rather than 4 individual sliders, but it'll do. It's something, and we're just gonna go and try it. Ironically, they serve reindeer sausages here, but only for breakfast, and of course we weren't out of here until long after that would have been served. So we're gonna have to settle for this mix-up of meats. Personally, I already know that these things are going to taste good because I've had elk before and bison before. I have not had caribou, and I'm not sure about venison, but yes, I've had venison, but not as burger. They're actually a little firmer than our regular burger. And I noticed that they cook them all the way through. They didn't even ask as to how we wanted them done, so I guess this is how they get done no matter what. To be fair, once you bury them in feta cheese and some onions, it covers up a multitude of sins, even if you didn't like this. But I say it's not bad. The section here, without the cheese, the meat shines through. It's, like I said, a little firmer, a little less gamey than you think. There's a little tang to it. I suppose I have to think about it a little bit more than if I was just eating a regular beef burger. And it's not bad. So since Daniel doesn't like the sound of his own voice on these things, I'll try and see if I can relate what he explained. And his voice is probably one that's that can explain this burger better than I can, because as a general rule, he's not a big fan of hamburgers. He sees beef as being too basic. Ground meat on tacos is one thing because it's seasoned, whereas hamburger meat is just by itself. And while condiments do help, it's not enough to cover that. Somehow or another, having it made out of different meat. He's had buffalo meat in meatloaf before. It's different from just regular ground meat, ground beef hamburger. So it has a different flavor to it that we might be a little bit short on coming up with the right word for it, but it is different enough to be enjoyable, even though he's not a fan of hamburgers generally. So, now one other thing is, and this came as a surprise, was the fact that they have soups, and particularly a jalapeno corn chowder, which he really likes and thinks it tastes a lot like our black bean soup, except without the black beans. It's just very spicy, very creamy, which offsets that, and very delicious. And I had a spoonful of it, and yeah, it's really good. But I don't know where you'd be able to find it anywhere else, so keep a lookout for it, though. We were also advised to check out the Gulf of Alaska food court for reindeer sausages, but it turns out they have them in tacos, burritos, and quesadillas, which, while nice, would probably vary them just as much as grinding them up and putting in a slider. Oh well, can't be helped. We've gotten ourselves a decent meal, and we'll still be hungry for dinner for this evening, I'm sure.